Good evening and welcome to the Daily Report. My name is Jon Colbert, and man, do we have a show for you tonight. Henry David Thoreau and Ralph Waldo Emerson are going to be joining us, so you know it's going to be, well, educational. So here he is, the leader of American Transcendentalism, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Where's Waldo? 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 Oh.
Sorry, John. I was captivated by the nature outside the studio. I guess I just lost track of time.
Not a problem. Unfortunately, you took so long to get to the set, so we had to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with Mr. Emerson. Maybe. And we're back. Now, Waldo.
Actually, it's Mr. Emerson.
Excuse me?
I prefer to be called Mr. Emerson.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Emerson. What exactly is Transcendentalism? It really doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, off the top of my head, Transcendentalism is the idea that when determining the ultimate reality of God, the universe, or really anything else important, it's that you extend beyond your own physical limits and just exist. You go beyond everyday experiences and use your human senses.
Alright then. Well, tell us about your inspiration and where your ideas came from.
Well, really, my Aunt Mary Moody Emerson was my greatest inspiration. After my father died when I was only 8, she came over and she was really the inspiration in the house. And she was really a lovely woman most of the time. She really encouraged self-sacrifice. In fact, she was the inspiration for my essay, Self-Reliance. She taught me that you have to depend on yourself and learn your own capabilities and discapabilities. Is that a word? I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
Anyways, so, she was really my greatest inspiration. I guess she taught me that you need to learn to use your own intuition.
Wow, that's really interesting. But wait, we have a surprise. We have Mary Moody via satellite.
She's been dead for 20 years.
Or has she? Let's meet her. Welcome to the show, Moody.
Oh, thank you, young man.
Mr. Emerson has said that you had quite an impact on his life.
Well, I'd like to think so.
Legend has it that you and Mr. Emerson had a falling out in later years. Why is that?
Many people think it's because Ralphie left the ministry. Well, that did disappoint me. It's actually because he said that moral intuition was more important than theological doctrine.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
It wasn't at first. But then, he went so far as to discount the validity of the miracles of Jesus.
No, he didn't.
Oh, but he did. After that, I could no longer consider him my blood. I did feel bad, but I simply could not believe what he was teaching.
Is there anything you have to say, Mr. Emerson?
Well, I'm sorry that she doesn't understand what I feel, but I'm not going to retract what I feel just to make her happy.
People have been quoted as saying that you're cold and aloof. They say that you could be much more effective if you weren't so impersonal. Any comments?
I hate quotations, John. Tell me what you know, not what others know.
What? That maketh no sense.
Are you mocking me?
Oh, of course not. Well, thank you, Moody, for your time.
Thanks for having me on the show. It was a real pleasure being here.
No, really. Were you mocking me?
Really worried about me?
Hey, stop that.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We just had an inspiring talk with Mr. Ralph Waldo Emerson, and here with us now is his counterpart, Mr. David Henry Thoreau.
Actually, it's Henry David.
But my prompt here says David Henry.
Well then, I guess your prompt is wrong.
Okay, moving on. Why did you live next to a pond for 2 whole years? Is there something that the rest of us are missing? Because personally, 2 years of a life on a pond does not sound all that exciting.
Well, it was more of an experiment, John. I wanted to see if I could actually survive. I wanted to get in touch with nature and live simply, not having to worry about the concerns of an urban life. However, when I realized that I was getting just as comfortable in nature as I was in society, I discovered that I really wasn't thinking anymore. I had lost sight of the reason for going into nature in the first place.
Well, good for you. Now, I've noticed that you're wearing a delightful green jacket. Why is that?
My jacket isn't green, John.
Okay, well, moving on.
Well, anyway, the rules require that I wear black, therefore I wear green. But in this case, I'm wearing black.
Well, it makes sense, I guess.
And that leads me to my next point, John. We need to stop worrying about what society thinks of us. We get all too wrapped up in what society wants and what we're supposed to do, and we stop living. By simplifying our lives, we can rediscover that the essence of life is important. If each of us follows our own dreams and to listen to our intuition, then human achievements is limitless. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams, he will meet with success unexpected.
Wow. That's deep.
And another thing, we need to stop listening to the influence of the overbearing government. The less interference the government has with everyday life, the better. The best government is one that governs not at all. I say, we don't need a central government, John. If each man doesn't want his intuition to tell him what to do, the world would be a better place. Every man naturally does what is best for himself, and therefore does what is best for society. While every man has an obligation to do what he thinks is right, John, he is not required to eradicate wrong, but must no longer give it thought.
Well, that was quite a mouthful. You certainly are very active in supporting your beliefs.
Well, men need to stand up for what they believe. Too many men sit quietly on the sidelines of life and allow others to do thinking for them. If every man would...
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off there. You've run out of time. We have a caller now by the name of Nathaniel Hawthorne. Welcome to the show, Nathaniel. So, why are you calling in today?
I'd just like to say that I think Thoreau is intolerable.
Ooh, any thoughts?
Well, I suppose that each man is entitled to his or her opinion. However, I do not agree with you, Hawthorne. I think I'm quite captivating.
Oh, well, I agree with you 100%.
He has great qualities of character.
Well, thank you, Nathaniel. We always love to get another perspective. Thank you, Mr. Thoreau, for quite an exciting segment.
No, thank you, John. I always love the opportunity to purport my political views.
Well, enjoy the rest of your time in prison. I hear it's quite lovely this time of year.
Actually...
Oh, sorry that we're out of time for today. Thank you for tuning in, and join us in next time when we talk to Walt Whitman and Emily Dickinson. You stay classy, planet Earth. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time when we talk to Walt Whitman and Emily Dickinson. Stick around.
Let's stay classy.
Stay classy. Wait, what was it?
Can you say that?
You stay classy, planet Earth. Can we do that?
Can you please
Here,
say
can I
that?
read? I'm going to redo this part.
I wanted to see if I could actually survive. I wanted to get in touch with nature and live simply. I wanted to really get in touch with nature and live simply.
You did.
Alright.
Let's start.
Not really. Anyway, and that leads me to my next point. We all need to stop worrying about the rules of society. We get too wrapped up in what society thinks of us and what we are supposed to do, and stop living. By simply living our lives, we can rediscover the essence of life. If each of us follow our own dream... Well, it was more of an experiment, really, John. I wanted to see if I could actually survive. I wanted to really get in touch with nature and live... Oh.
Okay, it's fine.
It sounds like I'm reading a script.